I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and today's class is to talk about Facebook and Google Ads. And I'd like to ask, as people are logging in now, who here, just give me a yes or no in the chat panel, who here has run an ad on Google before? And if we can just get a yes or no there, I'm going to show you something that we look at. Oh, let me stop that. Scott and I have a report where we can see what's going on with the ads being run. And we're starting to release quarterly statistics. We're about to do a press release on the cost per lead across our whole platform. We're going to be doing some breakouts this quarter of just listed cost per lead, coming soon cost per lead, and also sold. We know on Facebook that we can get buyer leads and we can get seller leads. And so we just want to give some aggregate. Here's the average cost across the country. And I can tell you buyer leads on Facebook with name, email, and phone number cost about $3. I can tell you that a seller lead on Google costs closer to $20 to $22. These are average numbers across the country. They can be higher and lower depending on how much competition you have. But we have this tool, and that where we get that aggregate number is we have this tool that we can see all the kinds of ads that are running. And what I'm going to show you, what we're looking at right here is somebody, Dustin here, ran an ad for one of our PDF guides, right? How to sell my home in a changing market. He spent about $300, but he's got 203 people who clicked on that. So what happens when you run an ad? We're going to go look at how to create an ad. I just wanted to show you some things here. Our ads are driving to this, right? We create these landing pages automatically for you. We have 80 different PDF guides. And this one, how do you sell your home in a changing market, actually did really well, right? Over 200 people on Google clicked that, right? And got there. And so there's probably some percentage of leads that he captured, which is not reflected on here, but it's just worth noting, like, that's the kind of stuff you can do. I also want to show you a couple things that I was just looking at regarding Facebook. And Facebook, if you're not aware, if you have a home for sale and you're trying to sell it, I can't think of a better way to spend ad dollars than on Facebook, right? And here we've got just the amount of leads that have been generated in the past 7 days. Kevin here, who's been a client for probably 10 years, generated 145 leads running ads through Facebook. And he's getting leads at 69 cents, which is crazy. His ads are reflecting this house. Now, this is a good looking house, right? The pictures are good. When he runs the ad, he's using the Facebook ad software and he's just doing a killer job. 145 leads in 7 days on one property. Can't complain. He's actually got another property and he generated another 100 leads of name, email, and phone number. The thing that stands out to me is the area and the properties themselves. They definitely look good. There are times we see a lot of tools out, or we see a lot of ads and things just don't look super awesome. Here we've got, let's just see what she's doing. I know this team because they pop up, the Miriam Kelly team. Let's just see what they're doing. So they've got a different property, price reduced. So they ran an ad on that and they've done pretty well. In Florida, this ad did pretty well. Now, this is a landing page, but that's not actually what's happening. We're not capturing a lead there. We're actually capturing, these are Facebook lead ads, which means the leads are being pre-populated with the contact information from these people's profile. And that's like smart. That's why it's so smart, because people are not typing things in. You can see here, people are getting leads for $1 each, $1.10, 76 cents here. And this is all in the past 7 days, right? So that's Facebook. And then I was looking back here at Google and I don't quite understand we actually had an ad that Scott and I were looking at. And we looked at the PDF guide ads. Let's see here if it's custom. There's one of our clients is just generating a whole heck of a lot of leads. And I wasn't quite sure. Let's see here. Here's somebody doing something custom. And that's worth noting. If you've got something unique going on, you can create a custom landing page, right? So this place is saying, hey, this is coming soon, right? And so whatever it is, whatever that he's selling there, it's definitely getting 20 people clicking to get over. So I just want to give you a couple of examples of what's going on, what's working out there. And the fact that we're looking live at ads that are working right across. And I think a lot of people wonder like, hey, does that work in my market and things like that? This is something, by the way, that did really well. It is a landing page on a listing and it's up in Washington, right? And I was looking at it in that same kind of view and I came across this. So this is the landing page and people are driving people to it. And these are just some of the other kind of tools that are being used. So all that being said, let's log out of this and let's log in to our test account and go see how in the world people are doing what we just showed you. Right. So I'm going to also share with you, I think I just opened up something and let me get the answer to who's run ads on Google. Yes. I did ask a question here of who's run ads on Google and I didn't really get much of a response, except one person has done it and two have not. And I will start to beat the drum on the Google story for you and I'll explain to you why. If we go over to the ads section, somebody to run ads on listings, to run ads on PDF guides, and to run ads on landing pages. And so we looked at some of those tools that people are getting success with right now. And I don't know what about our platform, but we have 80 PDF guides, 40 for home buyers and 40 for home sellers. Okay. And we've got unlimited landing pages, right? And so those landing pages, if you haven't gone into this page and created property valuation landing pages for every one of your farm markets, you probably want to get started if you want more listings. If you don't want listings, then don't worry about creating home valuation landing pages and driving people to them. But if you do want more listings, this has to be part of your business. And I'm going to show you exactly how you get that to be part of your business. I've got a landing page for Sacramento, Pacific Grove, Orlando. Each of you are probably building your business in 4 to 5 different areas. Okay. And what I want to point out is when you create a home valuation landing page by clicking this button that says create landing page up top and click, sorry, what the heck just happened? Oh, that's weird. Create a property valuation plus page, type in the name of your favorite city and click create landing page. That's how you create a landing page. Pretty simple. It doesn't take a lot of time, except my computer just blacked out. When we create it, it's very generic like this. It's got a little coffee cup and a laptop. You don't want to go to market like that. You want to hit the edit button where actually when we create that, we automatically drop you on the edit section for the landing page. And we drop you right on the section that allows you to upload a background photograph. And that is the first and smartest thing you can do if you want listing leads, right? If we go look and you just do it right here and you upload a photograph 2000 pixels wide and you're good. You want something that explains to people that you know their area. Now this is Main Street in Pleasanton. And so if I'm looking at this, I know that Pleasanton, right? That's really the point. You don't want to have a picture of one house. I do see clients do it, but you really want something that is like going to stand out. And they're like, oh, my neighborhood. So I'm going to respond to this ad. That simple concept really can make or break an ad. So you created the landing pages here. Like I said, you should have 4 or 5 if you're building your business in 4 or 5 markets. And then we'll just go over here and look at the PDF guides. In case you haven't seen them before, there are 80 of them, 40 for buyers, 40 for sellers, all kinds of ways to market these things. But we're focused on Facebook ads and Google ads, right? And then of course we get your listings. And I will tell you this about listings. And this is really important that I'd say more than 50% of all realtors just totally miss the boat on. If you run an ad on a home that is for sale or just listed or open house, that's going to be designed to get buyer leads, right? The home is for sale. If you run an ad on a home that is under contract or pending or sold, that's going to get listing leads. Okay. So you can use the same property to, of course, get buyers and then later on get sellers. And that's something that I think a lot of our clients overlook. They just feel like, oh, I sold my property. I don't have anything to do. If you want more listings, the best way to do it is run an ad on that property, right? Pretty simple. I'm working on it in the listing side, but you can also do it on the ad section, which is where we're going to go focus on in a minute. But the point that I want everybody to grasp is you've got listings, you've got PDF guides, and you've got landing pages, and you can run ads on all of those on our ads page. Okay. So when we go to the ads page if you come to this page the first time, we're not there yet. Everything's moving slow for me. The first thing you're going to see is connect to Facebook. There's a big button that says connect to Facebook, and you click it. It takes you to Facebook and it says, is this you? And you say yes. And then it says, great, what business page do you want? So that business page is going to be the name of your business page, right? And at that point, you can run ads for listings, for landing pages, and for PDF guide ads. Now, you can do custom things. I don't really recommend doing custom things unless you really understand how Facebook works. But we just make it incredibly simple to run these three kinds of ads. Then you can also click on create Google ad. And if you come here the first time, then it's going to ask you to sign up. The Google ad software costs $30 a month. It makes running an ad really simple on Google. You can certainly take our tools and go to Google yourself and run these ads. And it's one of the ugliest online experiences I've seen in any platform, which is shocking because Google is the #1 website in the world and in the United States. And 86% of all searches begin on Google. So it's amazing that they just make it look medieval in there. Anyway, let's talk about the difference of Facebook and Google before we start running ads. Okay. Facebook is the #3 website in the country. And for realtors, this is the least expensive place to run ads. Okay. And I think not only run ads, but to build your business. So you're going to get leads with name, email, and phone number. And what makes Facebook so amazing is you can see everything your friends are doing. I got a friend traveling in Thailand right now. There she goes, right? I got other friends. Here's their kids, my old colleagues. This is one of my art partner's kids. And that's what is so cool about Facebook. I can see what my friends are doing. I can see what my old high school friends are doing. I can see my relatives, and I can, all your friends. And so what's important about this, while this might not be your thing, 70% of American adults, not teenagers, spend their time 40 minutes a day on Facebook doing what I'm doing right now, looking at cats and ads. Here's an ad from Wayfair, right? A weird online shopping thing, right? So when you're placing an ad on Facebook, you're placing it on the #3 website where American adults spend 40 minutes every day, right? And so I showed you at the beginning of the call, like clients is generating just a huge amount of leads. That's why you want to be taking advantage of that. And also, you notice how here this ad is, your ads are not sponsored by listings to leads. They're sponsored by your business page because the first step to run an ad was to connect your business page, right? So you're getting branding every time you run an ad for $30 or $50, probably 1,000 to 3,000 people see each ad. I actually recommend that you run ads a couple times a week. And if you had a budget of $200 to $300, your brand would be seen 10 to 20,000 times every month. I don't think if you ask yourself, where are you being recognized as a realtor? 10,000 times a month, the low number. Where is that happening? Is that happening anywhere for you? Because if you've got a couple, $300, that's going to start happening on Facebook. And that's why I think it's a great place to be building your brand and capturing low cost leads. But one thing that is going on here is there's all kinds of fun stuff. Here's some raccoons can't sleep, right? If I have a question, I don't come here, right? I come here to Google. 86% of all questions on the internet begin on this page. All right. So if we're looking for more listings in our business, you want to have a Google strategy. It doesn't even matter that you're in real estate. If you're selling cars, if you're selling eyelashes or mattresses or pineapples, you need to have a Google strategy because 86% of all searches start here. And I just typed in, how do I sell my home? Right? That's relevant for home sellers. And you can see here that there's some people that have some tools and they're paying for these keywords in my market, meaning in the zip code where I'm sitting right now. And how can you be there? Let's think about this for a second. How do I sell my home? You see how many results there are? 9 billion. Are you on page 1 or are you on page 20 of any real estate related search? Most realtors are not anywhere near page 5, right? And it might make sense because you might be sitting in a county where there are 20,000 other realtors competing against you. How are you even going to make it to page 1? Now you could say SEO, and that's from my perspective, one of the worst boondoggles that I've seen in real estate since we started doing this 13 years ago. Google changes its SEO. They literally change their algorithms on some timely basis. And the one thing I've heard about SEO agencies, and I swear I hear it every year, somebody signs up to have their SEO managed and goosed, and those SEO people just become unreachable within 2 to 3 months. You're paying them, you're stuck, but that's what it is. So here, we're not talking about SEO. We're talking about running an ad. And that ad's going to be on page 1 of Google. And ideally, you're getting leads from that. So here we are. We're in the ad manager. Let's talk about running ads on Facebook. Let's start there. Okay. And if we're running ads to get buyers, I've said it earlier, this is the number one way to do it. You choose your property that is early stage. This one has an open house. It says it right here. You leave it on lead ads so that your leads are pre-populated from the profiles of the user's name, email, and phone number, and you click create ad. Now, I talk a lot when I do this, right? You maybe don't need to talk as much as I am right now. And you could just click that button and click this button. And that's how you would run an ad. I don't know if you remember, I was showing you Kevin Clancy generating 150 leads in 7 days. It's from doing this, what we're doing right here. Okay. And if you want to customize this, because this is all dynamically pulling, don't forget your business page is sponsoring this, not us. If you want to customize the text, you can. You could put in whatever you think is going to be relevant to get more people to click that. And boom, you click the publish button, and it's going to be a $35 ad for 7 days in a 15-mile radius of where you are. I do want to point out, and this is really for people in the southern states, for any place where you feel like people are moving from another area. So let's imagine, although the dynamics have changed, but there was a couple of years there where if you had a home for sale in Austin, you could market it in California. And if you did that, people would totally be interested in making that, right? I'm sure there still are people interested in that. We've got clients for years who have properties in Florida and they market up in Chicago and up in New York, where they just have these horrible cold winters. And as people are getting older, they want to have a nice warmer area. You just change the target area right there. This is a really simple way to reach out around the country and tell people, hey, I've got a great property you should check out, right? Let's see here. I have a home in Key Lake. How do I customize the ad audience for people who are looking for property on ski competition. Yeah, you could. Good question, Daryl. You could click on advanced options, and you see here that we have options put in. Now this is our test account, so some of these things I would not want to see in your stuff. But if you type in skiing, is that how you spell skiing? You get what I'm saying here, right? Yeah, here, skiing interest. Yeah. Now you're targeting people who like skiing, although it came up something weird. And that's how you would target based on that. And that's good. But I will tell you, oftentimes when people are putting in interest, they put in too many interest and they just tighten up the funnel so much that you get very few leads. So you want to test a couple of those, but don't go too far with that. Okay. Okay. So that's how you get buyers. You get your property in there. And I want to tell you that you may not have your own listings. You could go to the listings page and borrow a listing from a colleague, right? Assuming you have property, you have permission to run ads and market. I would definitely do this, right? A lot of our clients do this. Maybe they're sitting on an open house for another agent. They can go run an ad and generate a bunch of buyer leads with name, email, and phone number. And those leads come back to you because you put the listing in your account and you're running the ad in your name, right? So I'm waiting for this page to come up, and let's see here. Where are we? Okay. For some reason it's taking forever, but here we go. So remember that I said you could also run a listing ad on later stage homes. And so we did one on an open house, but what about something that is pending or sold, right? I'm going to not do sold. I'm going to do pending. Okay. But you can do both, right? And I don't know if your MLS allows you to do pending or under contract ads. If they do, it's a really smart way of advertising. And I'll tell you why in just a second. Okay. Here we've got a home that's pending in Watsonville. And now that it's pending, when it's sold, it's going to affect your home value. Click here to get your free home value, right? Really pretty clear. I don't know if you can change this, if you can tell, hey, we've got multiple offers or it was in contract in 7 days. If you can do that, makes the ad more interesting. But now we're running a $35 ad with a 15-mile radius. You could expand that if you want, depending on your market. You can't shrink it. It's a 7-day ad, so you can maximum spend $50. Okay. And when you run an ad on a home that's sold, those leads on average cost $7 each. Okay. So if you divide 7 into 50, that's how many leads you're going to get. When you run an ad on a property that is pending or under contract, those leads can often cost $2.40. So now the same $50 is going to get you a lot more leads, right? Now, not many agents do this. First of all, the majority of agents don't even run ads for sold properties on their properties. And probably the majority of agents don't even run ads on their properties that are for sale, right? They just don't know how, they're not comfortable. It seems hard and they hate social media. These are great reasons not to be advertising on Facebook, right? But if you want low cost leads, it's the smartest thing you can do. And what I'm trying to make sure you understand is if you run an ad on a pending or under contract home on Facebook, you're going to get seller leads with name, email, and phone number. And those are going to be the cheapest way to get leads that I think we know of, around $2.50 each. Okay. If you're running an ad on a property that's sold, those leads are same lead, same property, just a little bit later stage. Those same leads and name, email, and phone number will be costing you closer to $7. So it's your choice. If you like to pay more for leads, to wait for it to sell. But you might not have an MLS that allows you to run an ad on a home that's pending or under contract, right? So don't worry about it. Can't do it. Don't do it. Let's talk about PDF guides. We're going to skip landing pages. We're going to click on PDF guides. I see a question here, so give me a second to look at that. Yeah. Would you recommend doing a video on a pending ad? I recommend doing videos on every ad. Okay. You actually, let's do that. Let's explain what we're talking about. So First of all, we've got 80 PDF guides. We talked about it earlier, 40 for buyers and 40 for sellers. Okay. So if I want to focus on sellers, I could download this report right here. Here's one on divorce and real estate. But I'm just going to create an ad and I'm going to have it say lead ad so that the leads are pre-populated. Nobody's typing in their name, email, and phone number. Facebook is just popping it in the lead. And I click create an ad. Now, here, because there's not a city associated to this property, you now have to type in the name of the town, which isn't that difficult, right? We've got a $50 ad, and that's because seller leads cost more than buyer leads. And this is divorce, and it's talking about you might have to sell your home. We're doing that, right? $50. And it's going to end in 7 days. Very often these leads can cost $10 each on Facebook. So 10 into 50 is 5. You're going to get 5 leads. Sometimes Facebook will charge you $20 per lead. So you're only going to get a couple leads, right? And then if you get 2 leads and they're charging you $20 a lead, there's going to be $10 left in your account, and that's it. It's just going to stop doing it. Facebook might send you a message and say, hey, you want to increase your budget. But the question was, should we run video on this? And let me explain a couple things how you do that. You go here to change image/video, and you'll be able to upload a video, and you do it right there, and it will replace that static image with a video, right? And that video could be like, hey, if you're thinking about, if you're going through whatever in divorce or you're thinking about it, you really got to think about real estate too. I've got a report right here for give you some high level information on some of the things you need to think about. Click here and download it for free. That's all you need to say. And what's really nice is, you know how I said a lead could cost you $10 each or $20 each. When you put video on your ads, Facebook allows you, it gives you a better price per lead. Now, I don't know the exact number, but maybe they start charging you $5 or $7 a lead. So your $50 goes further. Another thing is when you put video in, for some ads, they allow you to tighten the radius so you can really target more in that area. Okay. So having video is great. And third, and this is probably the most important reason, I don't know if you're aware, but pretty much everyone in the world is ADD. They're not reading and looking at pictures. They love to look at movies, right? That's why TikTok is so awesome and Instagram story. Everybody wants to see moving, shiny things. So if you got a movie going there, people are going to slow down just their eyes and go, oh, whoa, what's this? That's what you're trying to do. They're scrolling. Can they stop for just a half a second to see the value that you're offering? And video is hugely important to make that. Okay. I wouldn't, keep the movie to 30 seconds. I would say have a movie not be more than 10 to 15 seconds. I just think people they're not paying attention. If you know anything about TikTok, their algorithm, well, I'm not talking about TikTok, but their algorithms are like, you have to engage in 5 seconds. Otherwise they just push your video down. And I think you got to use that as maybe a stepping stone, or not stepping stone, but like just food for thought. You need to engage quickly. Is there a place to put a link to an IDX website with a safe search that is relevant to the PDF to redirect in the form? Is that to the forms? I don't know. Chris has an issue. Is there a place to put an IDX with a safe search that is relevant? So let's jump off. This is actually about PDF guides, which is a deeper thing here, right? And I don't know. If I click on settings on PDF guides, here are the autoresponders. And this is where you could change that. But this autoresponder is not, this is the overall autoresponder for anybody who fills out a lead. Okay. So if you can create a link, you can put it here, but there are 80 different reports. There's only one autoresponder. So you've got that as a limitation.
Okay, let's go back to ads and see if we can get there. And yeah, so we've talked about, and so one thing I want you to know, if you're writing anything down, the cost of seller leads for PDF guides can easily cost $10 to $20 each. Okay. And you see, we're doing a $50 ad. So you can divide it by 10 or you can divide it by 20. Facebook's going to let you know cost per lead. And that's what's happening. Right. I will tell you this, when you look at your ads, historically, you're going to see what's going on, right? In our case, 40, what people reached, cost per lead will be right here. So you, after an ad has expired, you're going to see that, right? Here's 10 cents per lead kind of thing. And so you want to look at that and really start to understand how far your money goes on Facebook. Okay. So we've talked about PDF guides. We haven't talked about landing pages. So let's talk about a few types of landing pages. And here is new construction. And here's iBuyer landing pages, BizBos, buyers nearby home sold. Property valuation plus is our instant home value. This is probably the most popular one. I'm going to start with one that's not so popular, but one that can be used, new construction. And I want you to understand, and this, if you're easily distracted, you want to try to focus on this one. If I run an ad, and let's just say Pleasantville, right next to it. All right. Pleasantville. And I could say, hey, here's something to think about. And this is going to help you get a free report on the homes that are in new construction. And I could say in Pleasant Hill. Right. So you can customize this if you want. And you're targeting the area over here if you want, and you click publish and you should get leads of this. But you really want to, I think, give some of the names that people might know, right? Because when you got new construction signs out there for a long time, or whatever, kind of marketing names they figured out and say, hey, these are some of the things. And if you want to find out more, click here, right? You might want to customize the photographs to look like that along the road where, so that I know that we're talking about something that's in my market, right? And that could help you, right? But not a lot of clients run new construction. Some states don't even have new construction, right? But a lot of clients like to run home valuation ads. And that's where things get a little bit tricky. Sorry, I got to refresh my browser. We're going to run an ad and I'm going to try to explain to you the shortcomings of Facebook when it comes to getting home valuation ads, leads. Okay. And to run and to get buyers, there's no better place than Facebook ads. But to get sellers, you might think, and agents have thought for many years, and probably because there's been a lot of gurus telling you, hey, you can, get a lot of seller leads here. It actually doesn't work very well. And I want you to understand why that's the case and the workaround. Okay. So I've got a landing page for Pleasanton. Let's click on it here. And and I'm going to have lead ad. So this is a home valuation ad for Pleasanton. And when I create this, there's a big problem. Okay. And that's like, I got to type in Pleasanton, but let's just go look at it. So here's Pleasanton, California. $50 ad. Okay. That's seller lead. These are the most expensive leads. Facebook sets the price per lead. And I've told you $2.50 and $7 and $10 and $20. These leads often cost $15 each. Okay. Could be more, could be less, but the average around $15. And here it says July home sold in Pleasanton, your home value would be changed. I might say 15 homes sold, and we're just dropping or throwing something to make this work a little bit better. Right. And then you click publish, right? That's what a lot of agents are doing right now. And they're not getting great leads. And here is why that's not working. Okay. Let's just type in Pleasanton, California. And let's go look at the real world, the world outside of Facebook. Okay. This is in Northern California, a 30-minute drive gets you in Silicon Valley. This is a high dense area. Millions of people live in Northern California. And this is Pleasanton right here. Okay. And if I back out, that ad is going to shoot a 15-mile radius all the way all over here. So I'm targeting people here because I want listings here, but I got an ad that's talking about Pleasanton going out here and here and here and even a little bit further. That is why these ads often don't work. If you're in a high dense area, it won't allow you to short that. Now, I want to repeat something that I said because somebody asked a great question. Should I put video? And if you had a video here instead of that static image, you might actually be able to tighten the radius. I don't think you're going to be able to tighten it just everybody that lives in Pleasanton, but you get closer, right? I will tell you this. A lot of our clients, and you want to really understand this, especially if you intend to be in the business for 5 to 10 years, if you want to dominate a neighborhood or a city, Pleasanton's probably got like 20,000 people. You want to find a list of homeowners, right? And you can find this from companies like Remind and RedX and HomeSnap or whatever, your title company, and get that list and create a custom audience and click on retarget so that you're not targeting with Facebook, you're targeting it with a custom audience. Now, we don't have one created for that would say Pleasanton, but it should say, sorry, I don't even know. It should say Pleasanton homeowners. You can create a custom audience in our platform. It will live in your Facebook account. And even if you say, hey, I'm tired of Scott and Vince, I'm going to do things myself and go to another company, those custom audiences will live in your Facebook ad manager. Okay. And you should, if you're going to be in the business for a while, you want to target using custom audiences, not this wide 15-mile radius, because that doesn't work when you're trying to get home value ads like this. Okay. So that's Facebook. Let's talk about now. I do want to remind you that the number one website in the country is Google. And if I'm thinking like I want to sell my home, I don't go to Facebook and ask that question. I go here to look at fun stuff, right? But if I have a question about anything, my health, my vacation, or my home, 86% of people are coming here. Okay. And so you want to, if you're going to be in the business and you want listings, you need to have a Google strategy. And if you're using our software, we make it incredibly easy. Let's go down that path that we were doing for Pleasanton, right? We have Pleasanton. We know that 86% of all people sitting in Pleasanton are going to ask questions on Google. I just type in the word Pleasant, right? And I click here and it's a $50 a day budget, right? Now, remember, I mentioned earlier, seller leads on average cost $20 each. So you might expect 2 leads, because that's 20 into 50, 2 leads a day, right? It's going to run for 1 week. And if you click on view link, which you don't have to do, you will see the landing page that we're driving to, right? You recognize this, right? So now when they click on it, they can fill it out and get their free instant home value, right? All you have to do is type in basically the name of the town and publish. I'm going to click on advanced options just so that you learn a little bit more. These are all the keywords that our team has automatically embedded behind your ad. If you wanted to go do this yourself on Google, you could. Doesn't look as nice as this. You have to have all the keywords ready. You have to write all the headlines, and they want multiple headlines, and you will have to write the descriptions. They want multiple descriptions. All those headlines and descriptions are right here. And this is the mobile version, and this is the desktop over here. So when we're doing it, if you're going to have more listings in your business, you should have landing pages for each one of your core farm markets, and you should be running ads on Google. As a reminder, we've got PDF guides for sellers and buyers, right? I actually really recommend focusing on sellers on Google. And if you want, you can run ads on Google for buyers, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I know that if you're running ads for buyers on Facebook, you're going to get name, email, and phone number, and it's just slam dunk. Right. I'm going to run another ad in Pleasanton because I'm running home value ads. Right. And so I might not want to run the same ad every week. I want people to know I am a resource. Right. So now I've got a report on the dangers of overpricing, and that's a relevant topic to talk to about with anybody here in the country. Now they got to fill this out to download it for free. That's how that works. So we're running an ad, we're publishing, we're going here. Now, I will tell you this. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is Google. So there's no retargeting here. It's just targeting the people who live there. And if you click on advanced options, people that live there and are trying to get the value of their home. Right. So that's how that all works. Any questions about running an ad on Facebook or on Google? I am going to show you this. We do have the ability to create an ad for your IDX. And the way we do it is, in my mind, ridiculous. We're referencing a town. In this case, it's Boise, Idaho. Okay. So we're pulling in Boise, and somebody asked if I have an IDX. This is the way that I would be using that. You can use it in the auto response. Let's just say your core business. I think there's always an 80-20 rule. 80% of your business is in Lafayette. That's where I am, right? Pleasanton's down the road, Pleasant Hill's the other direction, Concord, but 80% of my business is in Lafayette. I might want to be running an ad every once in a while that says, go check out Lafayette Homes, and put in a link to my website, right? And that way, when people see the ad, they're going to drop it right on my website. And so I know somebody was saying, I can't remember who it was, if I do an IDX, can that work? And I would say maybe if you've got a good IDX that converts, I would do that. So I would run this kind of ad. So here, Daryl is asking, would I recommend running an ad on Google every week? Definitely. So I'm going to share something with you that I do. So we actually have our own ads team that manages ads for our clients, manages just running the platform. There are a lot of agents that don't want to learn or don't have the time or whatever. And so we charge them $500 a month to assign a person to do all these things. And I want to walk you through it of what we're doing to them, because this is what you should be doing for you. Okay. Creating ads for buyers, a $200 a month budget. That's 4 ads for $50 each, 1 a week on Facebook. And that could be on your listing, or that could be on bar listing. But these are listings that are for sale. We know that cost per lead, we just budgeted $325 in case it's a little bit higher. So that's about 60 buyer leads with name, email, and phone number every month. Okay. We at the same time want to run ads on Facebook on sold properties. This agent that we're doing this for really wants more listings. So if you want more listings, you want to follow what I'm doing here. So we're going to run 4 $75 ads, 1 a week, total cost $300. Those leads cost around $6. We expect about 50 leads. Okay. I put a B here because these of the quality, it's like ABC, right? I think that these leads for seller are lower quality than Google. So we're running $500. That's basically $125 a week And because leads might cost $25, we don't know because we're just getting started. $20, $25 a lead gets us 20 leads, high quality leads, right? Now we're also doing a nearby homeowner letter, which is one of our strongest tools for getting high quality listing leads. And we're doing 2 mailings that cost around $200 each. We're hoping to get 4 leads. These are the highest quality leads, like literally the highest quality leads. And so that's what we're doing. We're also doing an email blast. If you've got hundreds or thousands of leads, a lot of the tools I've shown you have an email component. It's free. And you can, who knows how many leads you're going to get out of that. But the reason why I'm showing this to you is that question is, should I run an ad every week on Google? By all means. Does it cost money? For sure. The lead quality from Google is higher than the lead quality for Facebook. If you're trying to get sellers, I would focus more there. If you're trying to get buyers, I would focus on Facebook ads. Those are actually good quality leads for buyers. Okay. The targeting on Facebook is tricky for sellers. And that's why if I had to look at my budget and say, I don't have, $1,500, but I do want seller leads, I would rather run my seller ads on Google to get higher quality than run my seller budget on Facebook. Any other questions? Let me think if I can think of anything that is, let's go look at the dashboard. Maybe there's something here. Yeah, let's see. Your dashboard, you might want to check it out. You're going to see a report on your leads generated. We're going to be improving this throughout the year. This dashboard should have a lot of tools that if you're not super familiar with it, we're going to be offering up the things that you should be getting familiar with and even make it easier to run ads, even from this place here. So I think that's all the ad stuff I can talk about. Social landing pages, PDF guides. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. So I don't see any more questions. So I want to say thanks a lot for the questions that you had. Thanks for joining me here today. We've got a great support team down here on the left. If you have questions, let them know. They're super responsive and they're always there. Oh, that's a great question. When I run bot ads, these are bots here, and you can create an ad bot, home values, or for a property. So if you got a property, and what a bot really is, let's see if I don't know what to do there. When you see, you can land on a website and there'll be a little chat box that pops in. Hey, can I help you? What are you looking for? Kind of thing. That's what a bot is. It's a chat bot that says, if you're running a home, a property ad, like I've got an open house, it's going to say, hey, I see you're interested in that home. Is the price the factor, right? Is it sub 500? Is that what you're looking for? Is it a 3-2? It goes back and forth and asks some questions, and that could be good, right? That could be good. I think that it is a little challenging to set up. And I know there are a lot of realtors who don't sleep at night and they like to tinker on things. If you're one of those, by all means, test it out. If you are a typical agent who just doing things consistently is a heavy lift, focus more on getting consistent ads out on Facebook and Google and not even waste 5 seconds on the bots. Okay. You'll get a lot of leads this way. And on the bots thing, you'll be testing and maybe you'll get some leads and maybe you won't. Any other questions? Let's not forget, I'm going to show you one thing. I don't see other questions. Let's go look at one other thing. And it's really to show you the power of Facebook. And then I'm going to say goodbye for the day. I set up an account last October, right around Halloween, for a Keller Williams expansion team. And they've got all kinds of agents in North and South Carolina. And so their role, or the purpose of working with us, is they need buyer leads for those agents. So these agents are spread out in 5 different offices. and both in North, or maybe it's 6, and it's in North and South Carolina. And all they do is take listings from those offices and run ads on Facebook. The rest of our platform, they completely ignore. That part, they are using it and they are killing it. So I'm going to just show you a really awesome example of how to dominate your market, capture leads, and build your brand in the most simplest way. You will not have the budget that these guys have, right? But they're generating leads for a lot of agents. And so it's part of their business model to make sure that those agents have buyer leads to talk with. And so we can see here, let's remember, we started in October of last year. So we're 10 months into, or is it 8 months into the agreement? And they've run nearly 400 ads, 396. They've spent $100 on each ad. Okay. And they have 12,000 buyer leads from North and South Carolina. We can look at their ads here. We can recognize that some are reaching 500, some are reaching nearly 2,000, 2,000 here, 3,000, 3,600. This is all branding. People are seeing this. That's aggregating up to nearly 3 million people, 2.7 right now. By the end of the year, 3 million people will have seen their ads in North and South Carolina. This is, in my opinion, pretty awesome, right? And that's what agents can do if they're consistently running ads. They're building their brand on their business page. Now, if we go look here, we can also see the cost per lead. They're getting, or here they got 5 leads at $251 each, 3 leads at $403 each, 8 leads at $1.64. And that kind of points to something that I frankly don't understand. Why is the cost per lead up or down? Why does it change? Right. And I think one of the biggest factors is competition. And is there a time where realtors are taking a nap? I can tell you when that actually happens because we can see it on our platform, and it's right around Thanksgiving. And there will be a bifurcation of our clientele, the ones that start sleeping until spring and the ones that are running ads and getting low cost leads through the winter. And so that kind of gets to this here, right? We can see for some reason, lead costs $9.38 here and $2.78 here. Just, I don't know why it's changing in the middle of summer, but that's what's going on. It's just not a flat fee. When I'm giving you an average, there's a lot of data points that are making that average. Okay. That's just something that you could definitely be thinking of at a bigger level. But what I want to point out is your budget doesn't just capture leads. It builds your brand on Facebook. Not so much brand building on Google, but definitely high quality leads from Google. So everybody, thanks again for joining me today. I hope this helped. We do have our own YouTube channel. If you have not found it, unless you know our platform inside and out, I recommend you spend some time on this. Go to youtube.com, look for listings to leads, go to our videos page. I go through these classes all the time. I rotate Facebook and Google ads, getting started, and top tools for more listings. You should check these out. Scott's starting to focus on getting some short videos out. So I know agents don't like to sit on an hour-long class, but maybe you just have a quick thing that you want to pick up and go do. And we're going to start focusing on doing some shorter videos. You'll see those here. Let's see. You're welcome, everybody. Again, thanks for joining me. This will be in our mastermind group and it'll be on the YouTube channel by tomorrow. Thanks.